Yu-Gi-Oh is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into. With over 10,000 different cards and so many different products to choose from, where do you even begin? Using a budget of just £30 a week, I set out to mould my own deck and climb the competitive ladder all the way to the European Championships. The challenge? All my cards have to be obtained through sealed official products. I'm not allowed to trade, I'm not allowed to buy cards individually, and instead have to rely on the cold, hard luck of the draw. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch. Well folks, it's officially 2020, Happy New Year! 2019 was a big year for me and we're gonna make 2020 even bigger and even better. I've got a lot of projects planned for the year and I couldn't be happier kicking things off with a solid episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch. You guys absolutely demolished the like button on the last episode and within just 2 days it became my second most liked video out of the whole 3 months we've been doing this. And that's the kind of energy we want 2020 to be all about, so you know exactly what to do. It seems like the festives just has everyone in a merry mood because you guys have been hitting up the Patreon as well. So the first shoutouts of the year go to Ryan Troutman, J16, NeoPixel, Ethan Huffman and Jordan Lane. Your support is much appreciated and is already going towards equipment upgrades and taking the series to Euros. Don't forget to link your Patreon account to your Discord so you gain access to the patrons layer like these guys did. Here we chat privately, talk about video ideas and sometimes even organize some duels. Moving on from there, if you've been paying attention, you probably know what we're going to be opening today. In the last episode, we finally pulled Deck Mommy, the card we've been looking for a while now, and today we're going to be capitalizing on that. Our deck is going to be getting completely renovated, and our playstyle is going to change completely from this point forward. New year, new deck, yay! The goal for January is to catch up on our overall record, and by completing the first stage of progress, I think we'll be able to do just that. So enough chatting, let's go spend some money on cardboard. Alright, so today we've got 3 Link Strike starter decks and 1 Cybernetic Horizon Special Edition. Hope Harbinger comes in this promo pack, so it's basically a 50-50 whether we get him or not. So we got Super Agent and Necrofusion, god damn it. Looks like we'll have to open some more of those in the future, I guess. But now moving on to the starter decks, we've got an ultra rare Link Slayer on the front there, which obviously won't be getting used. I'll just open all 3 just now and get rid of all the plastic. But yeah, I managed to pick the 3 of them up from Chaos Cards for roughly around £22. Then the special edition rounded off the rest of the budget. It did come to like just under £30, but we don't care about the pennies. For Cybernetic Horizon, outside of the promo pack, I don't really think there's anything we need at all. Like, I guess we could pull a rarity bump Boral Sword, but yeah, that's unlikely. Anyway, that's all the decks opened, so I'll take you through one of them here. So, of course, we've got the Link Slayer, we've got Decode Talker, Ram Clouder, Honeybot, all which are useless, and then Link Spider we can actually use as a countermeasure to Nibiru, so that's something. But the main reason we bought this deck is for Draconnet, our IB engine. Like, for real, this card is just so busted. And then obviously we've got the Galaxy Serpent as well to summon off of it. The rest of the deck's pretty much just generic stuff. This was like 2017 when Links were first released and Cyburst just started to become a thing. But yeah, there is actually an Effect Veiler in here, which would have been cool if it didn't get reprinted in Dual Devastator. Battle Fader and Swift Scarecrow as well, we could whip them out every now and again for a laugh. Then moving on to the spells and traps, yet again it's just generic stuff. Dark Hole and MST. Book of Moon, still at 1. Forbidden Lance, United We Stand. Duality seems kind of counterintuitive in this deck. There's quite a few special summons. Oh, Mirror Force and Torrential, Ring of Destruction, but Compulse as well. You know, some of these traps could actually be used. But yeah, that is the contents of 1 Link Strike starter deck. So I'll go and take out the Draconnets and Veilers from the other 2. Common Veilers, of course, just being placeholders for the Ultras from Dual Devastator. Yes, spoilers, we will get round to opening all 3 of them eventually. It's just a case of trying to find the correct week to slot them in, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. So we can now move on to Cybernetic Horizon. Fun story about this set. When it first came out, I bought a case, and out of the full case, I got 0 Boral Swords. I was just very, very unlucky, which is just the case when it comes to variants, but it was, however, abysmally short printed. It even reached like a £95 price point, which is just insane for a one-off extra deck monster. So if we did actually manage managed to pull a secret rare, I would be just in shock. Here we go, pack number 1. We have Goki Bath Salts, followed by Metaphys Ascension, Beast Magic Attack, Crossbreed Rare, and Hayate for the super rare, which has nothing on our ulti. It's a real shame we never managed to actually use it, even as a cherries target that one time it got called by the Graved. So moving on here to pack number 2. We've got Samurai Jack, Demise Sitting Down, Breaking of the World, Draconnet, oh my god. Ultra Jackalope, which is actually short printed quite a lot. Did that even make sense? It's the hardest to pull Ultra in the set. A little Cyber Dragon Veer at the end there as well. That leaves us with the final pack of today's episode. So coming in here we have Mini Boral Dragon, Big Brain, Draconnet Cows, and we got the Dark Elemental Lord, which, you know, we could actually summon this, but we're never going to. Regenerator there as well, and a couple of Crusadia cards to add to our somewhat lacking Crusadia engine, I suppose would be the way to describe it. But yeah, the whole point of today's opening was to obtain these 3 bad boys, which is going to enable Deck Mommy. So let's go build that deck. Whoa, hold on, in the last episode we did a giveaway for one of these beautiful Stay Classy Field Centers. Links below if you want to buy one yourself, by the way, they are totally worth it. But this week we gave away this gorgeous blue Cyber Dragon Field Center over Discord, which is totally free to join, and 726 of you did. So we did a random number generator giving us the number 441, then moved over to the member list on Discord, counted all the way down to 441, and the winner was Shades Penguin, and yeah, I counted like 3 or 4 times just to make sure. So congratulations my dude, that will be posted as soon as possible, and if you did miss out on this one, don't worry, there will be one more for the Exodia Field Center. However, right now we're going to be giving away the Pot of Greed one over on Patreon. When you become a patron, you gain access to this patrons only feed. So between now and next Thursday, I'm going to put a post up on there, and the first one to comment on that post wins the Pot of Greed Field Center. Hopefully that all makes sense to you, best of luck, and thank you for supporting the channel. Now where were we? Ladies and germs, the first iteration of our combo build has been completed. It's definitely far from perfect, but we'll go through the profile now. Starting off with our main combo starter, we have triple Draconnet. I'll show you the combo after the profile, but next up we have a Cynet Mining, which is essentially a 4th copy of Draconnet, and Galaxy Serpent to summon from the deck. Right now we don't really have much protection against interruption, so the best way to counter this is with 3 copies of Dinowrestler Coellislat. If you special this from your hand, then normal summon Draconnet, your opponent can see that you can make Ib anyway, so they feel less inclined to Ash your Draconnet. Additionally, if you don't see Draconnet, you can combine this with Quick Launch to summon Autorokket, which also makes Ib, allowing us to combo off a not so great hand. Next up, due to the lack of starter cards we have right now, I've put in some very strong traps to supplement our going first strategy. So 1 Solemn Strike, 1 Lost Wind, 2 Crackdown, and 1 Called by the Grave. Our current combos involve Yugioh, so the ability to dig further for additional interruptions to strengthen our going first board is very nice. If we do see Draconnet, we want to see any one of the following 7 cards: 3 Quick Launch, 3 Dragon Shrine, and 1 Foolish Burial. Any one of these allows us to get to the same end board that we strive for right now, and Dragon Shrine is especially nice in hands where you can make Ib but you don't have Draconnet, so you can send Galaxy Serpent anyway to revive off World Chalice Guardragon. Next up we have our Rokket package, which is admittedly a bit larger than it could be. So we have 2 Tracer in case we need to grind a bit. We have 2 level 4s, Magnarokket and Recharger. We're pretty much bricking more to brick less here. If we run 1 and open it, the combo's near enough dead. So that's why we're running 2 along with Autorokket, Rokket Synchron, and the level 1 Aneasthrokket Dragon, which honestly I don't really like that much. We could easily take it out for something else. The idea was that if we open Tracer and Quick Launch, we could make Ib using the level 1, but it doesn't really come up that often. Next up are our essential combo pieces. So World Chalice Guardragon we summon off Ib, Red MD we summon off LP, and Absorouter we send to add Tracer to hand. Followed up by 2 World Legacy Guardragon, we could cut this to 1, and Dragon Ravine, which isn't an essential combo piece yet, at least until we pull Romulus, which is next on the list by the way after Hope Harbinger. Next up we have Galactic Spiral Dragon, one Fantastical, and Tempest. Fantastical isn't doing a whole lot right now, but I just refuse to take it out like ever. Then finally we have 2 White Rose Dragon and 2 Gateway Dragon to round off the 40 card main deck. Moving on over to the extra deck for our non-links, we have Dinowrestler the World Chalice Justiciar, Borreload Savage Dragon, Cyburst Quantum Dragon, and Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend for time. Then for our only Xyzs in the deck for now, we have a Dingirsu. Moving on to the links, we have our essential combo pieces in Lanfolinkus, LP, Pisty, Galaxy Satellite Dragon, Spheres, and finally Big Daddy Saryuja. Lanfolinkus can easily be swapped for literally any generic link too, but that's all we have right now. Ideally it will be replaced by Needle Fiber in March, but to round off the extra deck we have Boral Sword, Link Spider, Borreload, and Nightmare Phoenix. On to the side we pretty much have all our powerful Go Second cards here, as well as our back row removal, so triple 20s and triple Reboot, double Rock, double Ogre, double Bell, double Ash, and finally a Pankratops. So that's our starting point for 2020 and I'm pretty confident about it. So I'll go show you the current combo we have under our belt and then we'll go play some games. Right, so starting off with Draconnet and Dragon Shrine, we're going to normal summon Draconnet and activate its effect to summon Galaxy Serpent from the deck. From here, we synchro summon into Deck Mummy and activate her effect, searching as World Legacy Guardragon. This will revive Galaxy Serpent and allow us to link into Lanfolinkus, triggering Ib's other effect. So summoning World Chalice Guardragon from the deck, we then link into Pisty first, just in case your opponent gets trigger happy with a Nibiru. World Chalice Guardragon banishes itself to summon Galaxy Serpent, which you then link into LP. LP will then summon Red MD from the deck or hand, and Red MD will then revive any dragon from your graveyard. Linking everything except Pisty into Saryuja, you then get its effect to draw 4 and put 3 to the bottom. This effect really doesn't matter, it's just a free plus and helps you dig for extra traps. Once you're done with that, we're going to activate Dragon Shrine to bin Absorouter Dragon, searching as Tracer, which can be summoned to the field off of Saryuja's effect. Here we link off Saryuja and Pisty to make Heavenly Spheres, and then we activate the effect of Tracer, popping World Legacy Guardragon to summon a level 4 from deck. Synchro into Savage and equip Saryuja for 4 negates, and that is the basic combo end board of our build so far. Obviously depending on the hand and Saryuja draws, we would have additional back row as well. Also notice we didn't actually use the effect of Pisty. That is because we have nothing to extend into without risking dying to Super Poly. But yeah, I think it's time to put this build to the test and take down some opponents. Right, so first up here we have a match against Thunders. He wins a dice roll and decides to go first. Kicking things off with a Dimension Shifter, I'm already a little bit scared. Activating Allure, he draws 2 and banishes Dragon Roar, allowing him to get a special summon from the deck. So he summons Hawk, interestingly, and then normal summons Aloof Lupine, activating its effect. He banishes Dark from hand and Matrix from deck, getting him 2 searches. So he adds Thunder Dragon Fusion and another copy of Matrix to his hand. Activating Fusion, he shuffles everything back for a Titan, and then during the end phase Hawk goes back to his hand, and that's his turn. Drawing into a Dragon Shrine, which is useless under Shifter, I start off by normal summoning Draconnet. To its effect, he chains Matrix with the intention of popping it with Titan, but I chain block his Titan by quick launching in response to his Matrix. So summoning Tracer and Serpent from deck, I then synchro into Deck Mummy, searching World Legacy Guardragon. But at this point I realise most of my lines of play involve the graveyard. Even Ib's effect requires her going to the graveyard. So I summon Absorouter from hand and then just activate Dragon Shrine anyway, so I can pop it with Tracer to get another summon from deck. From here my best play is to just link everything into Borreload and then steal his Titan. That way if he activates any Thunder effects in hand, I have the opportunity to respond with his own Titan to pop his cards. Finally I use Borreload's effect to reduce Aloof Lupine by 500, just because why not, and then set Crackdown and see what he can do with that. And I'm not going to lie, I did not see this coming whatsoever. After 3 months of worrying about getting super polyed for Starving Venom and trying to avoid it, we get super polyed for Dragostapelia using his own Titan. After that, he activates the effect of Hawk to revive Matrix and then enters a battle phase. He attacks for 3,900 in total and then moves to main phase 2. Linking the Lupine and Dragostapelia into Lambda, he can then tribute the Matrix for Colossus. After getting the search for another Dragon Matrix, he banishes it along with Colossus to make Titan, leaving him with just one card in hand, and that was the other Matrix from before. So this crackdown on his end phase is huge, and essentially wins me the game. Top decking a Brotaur, which I apparently threw into the deck last minute, making it 41 cards. I normal summon it and link away that and the Titan for Lamphalinkus. This allows me to then revive Brotaur with World Legacy Guardragon, link into LP and move it so I can summon Red MD from deck. Long story short, this gets us to a Yugioh, which gets to Pisty, reviving Red MD, which revives Borreload, and we OTK him. Game 2, he goes first again, and this time he activates the effect of Dark to search another copy, sets 2 back row, and passes turn. My hand is hot trash. I top deck Nibiru, and during my standby phase he activates Sanctum, summoning Scythe. My only play is to set Bell and pass it back, hoping he can't kill me, although on my end phase he activates another copy of Dark. So on his turn he activates the effect of Roar to add back Dark. And I thought that seemed pretty desperate, so I negated it with Bell. From there he tributes his Scythe to summon his third and last copy of Dragon Dark. Activates Fusion, shuffling everything back for a Titan, doing a little bit of damage in the battle phase, and it's back to us. World Legacy Guardragon is actually a decent pickup. It allows us to make some form of plays. So we start by normal summoning World Chalice Guardragon and then linking into Pisty. I actually played this the wrong way round. I should have made LP first so that I could then move it and do some Guardragon plays, but you know, I totally botched that. So here I revive World Chalice Guardragon with World Legacy Guardragon, move Pisty, and then link into LP. Having 2 Dark Dragons on the field fills the requirements for Galactic Spiral Dragons, so I summon that from the hand. Now linking the Guard Dragons into Galaxy Satellite Dragon gives me enough dragons engraved to banish for Tempest's effect. From here we have easy access to Dingirsu through the effect of Spiral Dragon, however it gets impermanenced. So now, much like game 1, I'm forced to link everything into Borreload and take his Titan once again. Beaten over his Dragon Dark, he gets a search for Hawk, and from here the ball is in his court. He's got a live fusion in the grave as well, so I'm kind of expecting him to pop off, but we have the Nibiru in hand, so we should be fine. He starts off his turn by activating the effect of Hawk to revive one of his Dragon Darks. Then using the effect of Fusion, he searches for a Dragon Matrix and normal summons it. Linking into Golden Afro, he gets both search effects, searching for a Dragon Duo and another Dragon Matrix. Summoning the duo, he then makes double Colossus. I could Nibiru him here, but really there's no point. Borreload can easily just break through that. So end phase Titan gets sent to the grave by Borreload's effect, and we draw into Quick Launch, which sadly gets ashed, so we steal a Colossus and pass it back to him. Of course, leaving him with his Colossus in the extra monster zone, so he's locked out of plays.
It's just a trendy moment of his life.
Can I actually see you?
On his turn, he normal summons a Matrix and then links into Lambda, so he can super poly for Dragostapelia yet again. He does quite a lot of damage, but he only has 1 card left, so if we top deck something magic, we can swing it back in our favor. We pick up a Coca-Cola, which is actually just what we needed, because we can special summon it from hand, then we special summon Tempest from the grave, and tribute both monsters for Nibiru. Entering the battle phase, we attack over Lambda to prevent him getting to Borreload or Borrelsword. Dragostapelia by itself isn't doing anything here, so I have no problem just leaving that on the field. He top decks into nothing, then we clear his board, and he top decks into nothing again, and scoops it up. Next, we're playing against the fan favorite, and that's Heroes. We actually win the die roll, and so I choose to go first. God, it feels so weird to say that. So our hand's pretty nice. I start off with a Dragon Shrine to see if I can bait out an Ash, but there was no Ash, so I dumped Tempest and then normal summon Draconnet going full combo. So Yugioh draws us into a Crackdown, so we even have an additional interruption as well. So let's see if he can break it. He starts off with an E-Call to search for Shadow Mist. Pitching Shadow Mist, he special summons Pyrus from hand, hand and activates its effect to put Increase into the spell and trap zone. Increase then activates Tribute and Faris for cost to special summon itself, but I chain Spheres and bounce Increase to hand. Then using the other effect of Spheres, I special summon Phantazmay just in case he wants to target Savage for anything. He then goes on to normal summon Solid Soldier, which special summons Shadow Mist from hand, which searches for a mask change. The tricky thing about heroes is that they don't really have a choke point, so finding out which card to negate is always quite difficult. I was really tempted to negate his normal summon effect, but I decided to let it go through. He then activates Mask Change, targeting Solid Soldier to summon Dian from the extra deck. Solid Soldier's other effect then triggers, which he uses to summon a second Shadow Mist. Entering the battle phase, he attacks over Phantazmay with Dian, but I activate Crackdown and take control of it. He clears the Phantazmay anyway, and then passes turn. I top deck a quick launch, and let's just say, the rest is history. Game 2, I don't know if he's going to go first or second, so I don't overcommit my side deck to either, but he decides to go first. He manages to get to a pretty nutty board in the form of Dread Decimator, Malicious Bane, Adoration, 2 mask changes I assume, Shadow Mist, and Vion. Now I actually open full combo, however I can't play through Dark Law, so when he summons that it's basically game. And when I say basically, I mean it's most definitely game. Game 3, I know for a fact I'm going first, and we open quite a solid hand. So starting off with a Coca-Cola, we then quick launch for Autorokket to make Imp. The great thing about this combo is you still have your normal summon afterwards, so if it does get interrupted down the line, you can still make plays. However, he doesn't seem to have any interruptions, so of course we search World Legacy Guardragon off of Imp. I start popping off, and then instead of normal summoning Tracer to do the LP Pisty combo, I instead just go for the LP and move it, summoning Red MD from deck and going straight for the Yugioh. Now, the draws from this Yugioh pretty much secured the win, because Crackdown and Lost Wind is pretty sick. So we got to our typical end board plus 2 back row, which will be really hard for him to play through. So we bounce the Increase again, we Lost Wind cross Crusader, Crackdown another Dian, and negate Honest Neos with Borreload Savage in the damage step. So unable to break the board, he passes turn, and we end the game with a solid Borrel Sword kill. By the way, that Malicious Bane was Lost Winded just before you say anything. But yeah, 2 matches played today, 2 matches won. I told you the goal of January is to fix our KD, and this has been a brilliant start to the year. Just 9 wins to go, boys, let's do it. So according to you lot, you guys prefer longer videos. Well, here you go, this is the longest video in the series so far. Now I want you to prove that you're still watching by commenting RevzCards 2020 down below. Then we'll see who the real dedicated audience is. As for the deck, we're clearly headed in the right direction considering we're flawless so far. So we're sticking to the game plan described in the endgame video and heading for Hope Harbinger and Romulus next. Our next regional is on the 2nd of February, so we basically have a month to get our shit together. But for now, yeah, I'm liking the way things are going. So we'll wrap this one up here, enjoy your weekend, and I will see you in the next one.
Gravel road, I've been asked to slow down. Fireplace to